All right, we are live. This is Luke with Endless Entrepreneurs. It is Sunday afternoon, about 3:30 Eastern. Just coming to you with another Sunday shipping vlog. Topic today is why brand knowledge is, well, basically that brand knowledge is the key to success as an eBay seller. Those of you new to my channel, I am a part-time reseller on eBay. I'm a full-time finance analyst in the corporate world, build my business in my spare time, and have been doing it very seriously for like the last year and a half. I've been reselling on eBay for multiple years. But anyways, the format of the show, I like to do a little kind of show and tell at the beginning, show you what's been selling for the weekend, a little sneak peek, and talk about how the sales have been, and then we'll jump into the topic and we'll do some Q&A at the end. Now let me jump over in the chat, make sure everything looks okay, and then I sound okay. All right, can someone let me know if I sound okay in the chat real quick, and then I'll get started. So we got 12 people watching live right now. Hi, Benny. Hi, Jill. Thanks for stopping in. Hi, Marina. Hey, Al. Do I sound okay, guys? All right, cool. I'm going to jump right in then to show you guys what's sold. I'm going to start with the ties. You guys know, those of you watch my videos, that I do like to sell ties. So this is a Michael Kors tie. Here's your tag. Sold it. It's like an orange stripe one. Sold it for $9.99 with $2 shipping. Hi, Shannon. Shannon's getting her nails done right now. Must be you're bored watching on here. But yeah, so this sold for $11.98. This is the only thing I charge shipping for really in my business, this and shoes. And I utilize my auctions, my free auctions for this. Hi, Danelle. Hi, Drummer. Hi, Demetrius. Thanks for stopping in. Congrats on your first sale. That's awesome. Here's another tie, guys. Let's keep going right along here. These Hart Schaffner and Marks. It's like I guess it's like a Glen Plaid, yellow with blue stripes on it. Same thing, $11.98. And here is a Robert Talbot Studio. Just a cool pattern. $11.98 as well. But yeah, when I'm saying $11.98, that's the shipping cost as well that I'm including, just because that's how I talk about it. It's got an all-in price. So they cost me $2 at my Goodwill. They ship for like $2.60. So $5, $6 profit there. Hi, Rebecca. Thanks for stopping in. Hi, Jessica. All right, these are Roundtree in York. They're 44 by 29, so pretty big. Dress pants. They are flat front. Sold them for $20. Bought them for $3.99, and they will probably ship flat rate for $5.95. So pretty decent there. Let's see. So this is here's another example of Ralph Lauren. That's the Blake line. And it's just a short sleeve navy blue with a red pony. Sold it for $19.99. Sorry, I sold full price this morning. I'm not sure you're gonna be able to see this tag, but that's English Laundry. These are slower movers for me, but they still sell. They're like a flip cuff, kind of like that Robert Graham-esque type design. This sold for $19.99, in it for $4. We'll ship for first class, I'm sure, so probably less than $4. We have some Levi's 505s. These are black. They're men's. They're 38 by 30. Took a best offer of $21 for these, and then for $4.99, they'll ship flat rate for probably $5.95. Every now and then, I've got a couple sneakers up that I buy from the outlets every now and then. These are KD Mentalities. Let's see right here. Bought these for $27 at the outlets. I just sold them actually probably an hour ago for $65. So probably they're going to Virginia, so I think less than $10 a ship probably. So a decent, at least a $25 net profit there, maybe 20 after fees. So not too bad. What's going on, Brad? Thanks for stopping in. All right. Looks like we're up to 27 people watching. I appreciate that, guys. Here is a Nike Golf Tour Performance, and we're getting that time of year, guys, where polos are starting to sell. It's got a cool pattern on it, like a pink dot stripe type thing going on. Sold this for $18.99. Was in it for $3.99. That was the best offer I took. Here's an example of I locked these Brooks Brothers polos together. I don't know if you can see the fleece logo on these or not. There's one right there. But I usually put 3 together for like $59.99. I'll run a sale. So I actually took a best offer for $44. Each shirt cost me $4, so $12 on the cost of goods, and this will ship flat rate for $5.95. So you're talking $18 all in. It's a really decent margin. It doesn't take me that much longer to lot them together, and so decent sale there. All right. This, I believe I had my sales update video from Friday. They kind of overlap, but this did sell Friday night or Friday. So this is an Armani Exchange. It's like a Glen Plaid with like blue window pane on it. Oh, no, sorry. It's a houndstooth with blue window pane. But yeah, sold this for $65. It was in it for, or $60. I was in it for $5. We'll ship it for flat rate $5.95. All right. This is a Brooks Brothers, and it's just a large. This isn't even non-iron. This is just like a seersucker type shirt. And this sold for $19.99, in it for $3.99. All right. This is a. Well, this is kind of a mess, but can't really see the tag. Sorry about all the noise. This is Under Armour though. It's like a green striped polo shirt. This sold for $21. It's a double XL. Did have a couple snags on it. Still sold for $21, and I showed it in there. So this will ship first class, in it for $3.99. This is a Nordstrom. It's like a yellow striped organic cotton blend dress shirt. Haven't been picking these up anymore. I used to pick these up a lot. They're really slow movers, and I seem to only get like $17, $18 for them. You can make an argument for picking them up if you get them for the right price, but I don't know. For some reason, I'm finding enough stuff. I've been passing on these lately, but I am selling off the ones I do have. So it was a $17 best offer, in it for $3.99. They'll ship first class. This was a real old item that I had started to mark down. And so it's a Nike Dry Fit UV. It's like UV protection, I guess. Hi, Nova. Thanks for stopping in. Hi, Lathan. And hi, Steven. So this is, it's got like cool stripes. This is a dry fit, and you can see my old image. This is a big no-no, guys. This was a rookie, me first starting out, putting tape on here. Hopefully when I pull this off, I've had to wash some of these from my old inventory. Don't put tape on the item. I used to put it on the tag, but even that starts to pull at it. Definitely use the poly bags when you store them, put the tape or whatever you're gonna mark it with. Don't do what I just did with that. But this sold for $16, and it for $3.99. This is why I show you guys a lot of my videos. I pick up these new with tags like Dockers shirts and Perry Ellis and some of the Kohl's brands. So this sold for $19.99. I'm in it for $3.99. Super easy to list because it's new with tags. It's a short sleeve Dockers dress shirt. I got a couple more items, guys, and then we'll jump into the topic here. So this is just another. Let me pull the tape off for you. This is a Ralph Lauren Blake. And it's like that dark green window pane plaid type pattern with navy blue pony. This sold for $19.99. In it for $4. We'll ship it first class. Hey, Common, thanks for stopping in. Again, guys, we got Masters tournament comp. I threw something on Instagram. I found these cool Masters shorts the other day, but here is a Masters polo. Make sure you're getting all this stuff up right now with the tournament right around the corner. Sold this for $18.99, and I probably should have held out for more, but this was one of the older ones I've had for quite a while. Congrats, Nova. Glad you're making your goals and the only second month in selling. That's awesome. This is another old piece of inventory. These are Carhartt jeans. I actually got these for like $2.99 when I was in New York on a half off day. So I wasn't in them for too much. They're just blue jeans. Sold them for $18.99, I believe it was. Took a best offer, so not a huge profit on these, but I've had them for over a year, so it's just nice to move them on my inventory. All right, and we got the. Yeah, Benny said that he went to the eBay forums. Never again. So many negative people. Yeah, I've never actually visited the eBay forums. I have this big thing. I can't stand negativity. Like, it just drives me crazy. That's why I pretty much just try to surround myself with people who want to move their businesses forward. It's like people like Prof Sales and Chris over on 10K on the Bay and people like that I like to talk to a lot just to kind of keep me positive and move my business forward. This is a Greg Norman. It's a women's polo, and this was in my sales update video as well. Sold it on Friday evening. New with tag, sold it for $20. It's a black dry fit polo. And then this last item, guys, this is a Mountain Khakis. You can't really see. I don't know if I can move it. Yeah, Mountain Khakis. It's like a tan cotton, just button front shirt, really plain. I had shipping on this for some reason. I don't know what I was doing with this, but when it sold, I got a best offer for $15, and I was getting ready to counter. I'm like, that's too low. And then I looked, and it had like $4.99 shipping built into it. So I was like, oh, okay. So it's more like a $21 offer, or $20 offer. So I was like, okay. So this sold for $20, in it for $3.99. Should go first class. All right, so that's what sold this weekend. It's been a pretty good sales weekend. Oh, I did sell a Burberry blazer. I didn't include in there. I just sold like a half hour ago, and I haven't pulled it yet from inventory. So it's been a pretty good weekend. Hopefully, your guys' sales are going well. We're approaching that last end stretch here of March, hoping to close in on like above $6,500 in sales is my hope. Those of you who have saw my thrift haul, Shannon and I thrifted like crazy this weekend. We actually went to another store this morning. I've thrifted between Friday. I found like 167 items. I think I just tallied up. So I'm good on inventory. Now I just need to list this whole week and hit my 350 goal for the month. And hopefully we'll finish the month really strong. Looks like we got 40 people watching. So I'm just going to jump into the topic and talk about brand knowledge. Yesterday I was thrifting and we were out all day, and it kind of just dawned on me how important. I already knew it. Like it was something I already knew. Hi, Tony. But it dawned on me how important the brand knowledge really is, especially to clothing sellers. And I used to, when I first started selling, I would go to a Goodwill or a Salvation Army. I'd look in just the dress shirts because I just started educating myself on, which is fine. But I mean, I'd come out with 3-4 shirts, go to the next store, 3-4 shirts, go to the next store, 3-4 shirts. I'd hit 5-6 stores, just like I did yesterday, come back with 30 items, and I'd feel pumped about it, felt great. And then as my reselling kind of journey has evolved, I've added new categories. My brand knowledge has gotten a lot deeper into individual niches that I would have passed over before. And so it just started to creep up. And I can think back and track, like in my head, when I'd started gotten to like 6 items per store-ish, 7, 8, and you kind of get that average in your head. And like right now, yesterday, I mean, you think about it, I went to, 5 stores yesterday, 1 today, and 1 Friday. So 7 stores at 167 items. And I'm going to pull my calculator and give you the exact math on that. But that is, so you're talking almost 24 items per store is what I averaged. I mean, that's crazy to me. Like to think about that's where I'm at, and that's normal. And no, I will back up. I'm in Charlotte, and I'm super fortunate because our area is awesome for clothing resellers. It's just the way it is. I know some of you guys struggle with prices and things like that. We don't have that issue here. It's flat price. But I do attribute a ton of that to brand knowledge, the amount of time I spend researching, and the fact that I've expanded almost every category. Like I go into a store, it takes me an hour, but I hit dress shirts, I hit casual shirts like polos and stuff. I hit pants, sweaters, blazers, dress shoes, any shoes, women's shoes, men's jeans, women's jeans. Like I hit all of that and go through every single rack. And so it's just opened up so many doors to where I don't need to hit as many stores to get all the items that I want. And that deep knowledge, it separates you from everyone. And hi, Yvonne. Hi, HD. And kind of just to elaborate on that, I had a really good example. It was about, I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was at a thrift store, and there was another reseller there, and I didn't really say anything to him, but he went through a bunch of racks. And I was like, oh, man, beat me to it, obviously. And he has some decent stuff in his cart. I could see a decent amount. I went through the same racks, and I found tons of stuff that he had passed over. And it's not a knock on him at all, but most of them were niche brands. They were like, I found a Crag Hopper shirt, which a lot of you might not know what that is, but it's like a European brand. It's like an outdoors type brand. Things like that, these little niche ones that you don't find them very often. You find them once a month, a couple times a month, but that adds up. When you have 20, 30, 40 of those brand knowledge, type things that are niche that no one else has, you pick up so much more along the way than the average person who just has a core set of knowledge. Benny, I don't have, Benny's asking if I have any recommended reading for brand knowledge, like eBay's and stuff. Rake and Profit had an ebook quite a few years ago, but unfortunately, I would say it's probably a bit outdated now because it was quite a few years ago. The best thing you can do, and while we're talking about brand knowledge, is haul videos and sales update videos from any clothing seller. Doesn't have to be me. Honestly, like I love that you guys watch and support me. I think that's fantastic. And I love, kind of the community we have going here, but any clothing reseller online, men's, women's, whatever you're looking to sell, just watch their haul videos, watch what they're picking up, watch what they're selling it for. That's how you're going to grow. You're going to get that tag, that brand knowledge and grow. I watched hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of YouTube during my reselling career. I still watch other resellers. I still watch sales update videos. I'm still learning all the time. You never get to a point where you know all the brands. Shannon's actually taught me a bunch. I've learned more about women's clothing in the last probably month than I ever have since I started reselling. So I really want to encourage people, because a lot of people ask, like, when do I get consistent sales? How much inventory do I need? the best way to fast track to growing your business is to spend a lot of time researching. And if you are a full-time employee like I am, like I'm still building my business in my spare time. If you can manage it at work, like have your YouTube up with your headphones in and be even listening, even if you're not watching, just listen to the brands they're talking about, right? When you're on your way home from work, on the way in, make sure you have it up. You're educating yourself on that. I think that makes a huge difference. So yeah, that's really all I had. I want to spend some time talking about that, and I want to encourage all of you, new sellers or experienced sellers, spend time, dedicate a set amount of time each week to growing your brand knowledge, especially if you're clothing. Even if you're not clothing, in other categories, grow the niche brands, the things you don't know about, grow that so that you're on the lookout for it. And I'll tell you what, this is a perfect example. This women's jeans brand, I think it's called Vagos or Vagos, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Saw someone post in a Facebook group I'm in about it, asked a question, and Jason commented back on it in the Facebook, and it just kind of stuck in my head. And then I was out thrifting and I saw it, and I was like, oh. And so I looked it up, and the comps were pretty decent for women's jeans. And then I ended up finding like 9 of them yesterday, or 8 of them. And it was like, it's just, that's how it works, right? You expose yourself to it, and then all of a sudden it's like lifting a veil when you were in that same thrift store over and over and you never saw it. And then all of a sudden it's like they're everywhere. And it's like, well, they're not everywhere. You've just been passing them up over and over. And now all of a sudden you see them. So hope that helps, guys. Hope that's encouraging to you. I think that you'll see the amount of items per store you find goes way up the bigger your brand knowledge gets and the more you venture into other categories. So that's my spiel. I'll get off my soapbox and stop rambling, and we'll jump into some Q&A for 10 minutes. And then I have to get back to listing because as you saw from my haul video yesterday, I have a ton to list between now and the end of the month. So Tony asked, and this is kind of unrelated, but he asked if I was going to hit the South Charlotte stuff on Thursday. I'm not probably going to thrift again until next week. I'm going to list all week, and then we got some family coming to town, and then we're heading over to Raleigh to visit some family. And so we'll probably thrift a little bit in Raleigh while we're out there on this next weekend, but I won't be thrifting the Charlotte stores at all for this whole next week probably. Rita said, are there designers you stay away from because of getting dinged for trademark infringement or question of being authentic? I don't really find anything that ventures into that category, Rita, but I have, I'd be very careful. Like I did sell a pair of Coach shoes I found the other day. They're like kind of like a tennis slip-on type shoe. I'm just very careful about stuff like that. I make sure I go to authentication websites. I do like the side-by-side with the pictures and really check that. But I don't really run into that a ton. If you're going to get into the very, very high-end stuff, I would suggest doing your homework for sure. I just don't sell a lot of that. I sell a lot of the mid-range stuff, so I don't worry about it. HDLE said, if you ever find Rock Revival jeans, buy. Yes, Rock Revival is a home run brand. Pick it up no matter the shape it's in. DJ said, what is the recent item you sold? I'm not really sure what you're asking there. Do you have a specific one? Tripa said, Coach is nutty with the Vero. Yeah, I've heard that. That's why I was very, very careful with it. Let me know in the chat too, guys. How's your March finishing up? Are you? And David C said he had a slow week, but a huge weekend. Yeah, same here. The middle of the week is pretty slow sales-wise, but this weekend has really picked up, which has been nice. Hopefully, you guys' the sales are going well. Oh, Betty A said no new NFL items allowed. That's interesting because Ronnie over on Hearts Picker had an issue. He got like a mini suspension, and it was because he sold a new NFL jersey he bought at Marshall's. So yeah, I wonder, Betty, if that's just is that a blanket thing with eBay? They're just not allowing any new items because that's kind of odd. Tony said in March he sold $2,100. That's great, Tony. And DJ, just rewatch this video at the end. And I don't mean to dodge your question, but I went through about, I don't know, all my weekend sales. So that should answer your question for the most part there. Benny said, what's your main goal with eBay? Are you planning to leave the corporate world and do eBay full time, or is it just a side hustle? I get that question pretty much every week. Yeah, it depends if Shannon gives me permission first. Two, and seriously answering it, right now I enjoy doing both. My business is still growing on the side while working full time. So from a monetary standpoint, it just makes sense for me to keep doing that. I think when I get to the point where I can't grow it because my career is taking too much time away, I might contemplate that. But for right now, both works well for me. My hope would be after this year is to take a real hard look at it and decide, what I want to do, what direction I want to go. And this is what I'll say to you guys on that topic, because a lot of people, they want to get away from their jobs and they want to go full-time reselling. There's a lot of other things to contemplate with reselling. I am a super social person. Being isolated scares me a little bit because I'm used to talking to people all day. And so right now I have like that perfect balance. So I just want to be very careful before I ever make that leap that I take a ton of time to think about all the pros and cons, not just monetarily, but like mentally and physically and all those things. But yeah, I would say in the future, I'll be contemplating for sure. Sean Payne said, first month of reselling, I've made 600 in sales. That's awesome. El Martinez said, I sell with free shipping. When selling multiple items to one person, should I charge for one shipping for one and offer free shipping on the other? I'm not sure, Al, specifically what you're asking, because if you offer free shipping on everything, it's just going to be free shipping. So they order 3 things, you got to ship them all to them. How you ship it to them is up to you, which is actually why I like free shipping, because if someone orders multiple shirts, I'll just stuff them all in a flat rate envelope and get them to them. And I actually save a ton of money on the shipping on my end. Jessica said, I haven't sold anything since Wednesday. It's been so slow. I'm sorry, Jessica. Just keep listening. It'll pick up. I promise. DJ said, eBay just increased my limits up to 50 from 10. That's awesome. Great job. And Betty answered my question about the NFL stuff. She said, you have to be an authorized seller. That's great information. Thank you, Betty, for sharing that. And Benny said, it's difficult to leave 2 sources of money. Yes, I haven't quite figured that trick out. I've thought about it in the future, how that's going to work. I keep my eBay business completely separate from work. I don't use my eBay for real life stuff. I just let it compound and reinvest it. So I don't know what comfort level I would need with money to make that switch mentally. But it'll evolve as the year goes, and we'll figure it out. I definitely will share that journey with you guys if I get to that point, without a doubt. Yvonne asked, do you use eBay promoted listings? I do not. I haven't experimented with them. Not sure if they're worth it or not, but if you try them out, please report back. Let me know. Mike B, don't push going to eBay full time. I'm still part-time, been that way almost 20 years. Yeah, Mike, I think it's personal to everyone, right? So I really do believe that. I have lots of friends who are full-time resellers. I have lots of friends who are full-time entrepreneurs, not in the reselling world. Everyone's personality is built differently. Everyone's social and mental needs are fit differently. And so it's just, there is no one size fit all answer to it. I just always encourage people to make more income for themselves. I think that's my general perception. That's what I do for myself. Building an eBay business, even if it's part-time, just means more freedom for yourself when it comes financially, which only makes, better for your family and everyone else. So that's just kind of how I view it. Benny said, when you sell dress shirts, blazers, do you send a flat rate like jeans? Yep. If it's over £1, I send flat rate. If it's not, then I send it first class in the poly mailer. No problem, Al. Mike Sherman said, is that used NFL gear? Well, no. You can sell used stuff all you want, Mike. I've been selling stuff every single month. You won't have any issues with used. Benny said, in a flat rate envelope, do you use a box? Yeah, I use the cardboard flat rate envelope. Disclaimer, I know there's some sellers who are super passionate about not doing that. Check with your postmaster to make sure that it's okay with them, right? So some are very strict and say, nope, it needs to be, under 2 inches in diameter in those envelopes, whatever they measure it. Some just appreciate that you're dropping off in their overnight bin. And this is the conversation I had was, they appreciate that I drop my stuff off at night. I don't put any extra labor on their staff while they have big, long lines through the day. I drop them in their overnight bin, the prepaid postage in those, and they don't care. They let them go through. So it's really just you determining what works with your postmaster. Just be careful about that. Sean Payne said, I would leave my job if reselling allowed me the freedom to pursue other avenues. Yeah, and that's what I mean. It's just different for everyone, guys. I mean, it's completely different. No one can answer that question but you, if it's right for you. DJ said, if my main business now is electronics, who should I follow to learn from and see videos? Any recommendation? I know Casey the Rockstar Flipper does a lot of video games, a little bit of electronics. I don't follow a lot of sellers who do that, so it's hard for me to recommend. I'd start with him and then maybe branch out from there, see what kind of recommended videos come up on YouTube for you. Brad said he's going to break 2,000 in sales for the first time this month. That's awesome, Brad. Congrats. Good work. I got about 2 more minutes, guys. I'll field any last minute questions. We got 45 people watching. Thank you so much for stopping in. Hit that like button if you don't mind. Oh, Sean Payne, you're right. So he said Thrift School does electronics on YouTube. He does. I have watched a couple of his videos. Al just asked, I have the same lighting kit you have for pics. My lights are reflecting on my background poster. I've tried moving the lights and still reflection. Any suggestions? You have to angle them. I don't really know how to describe this, but they have to be at like a cross angle so the light crosses itself kind of like this, and it cancels out the shadow. Also, if your background is too shiny, you're going to run into issues like that. You need to make sure it's like a flat color, flat material, so there's not like a shimmer or shine to it. There are some pretty good lighting videos on YouTube you search for that. There's some people who really know their lighting and photography. I'm not an expert in it. I just use what works for me. But I would definitely check that out. And yeah, Deanna, Casey's great over on Rockstar Flipper. I love his content. No problem, DJ. That's what I'm here for. I love sharing what I know, and I love learning from you guys. Almost every video that I do live, I take away something that I didn't know from you guys, so I appreciate that. Benny said, if I were to go full time, keep my expenses very low, no mortgage, no car payments. Yeah, and just kind of that seems to be the theme of the show a little bit with the conversation, right? I think one of my big hesitations of going full time is that I just want to be debt free before I make the decision, and I want to have a big surplus of cash. Like I don't ever want to go to sleep at night and worry that I'm not going to have money to pay for my bills if I have a bad month selling. I think before I can even contemplate or think about making that move, I need to know that. And then there's all the other factors of enjoyment, fulfillment, career, socialization, all that stuff that comes with it. So maybe I'll do a video on that here in the future. But yeah, and Sean, the thing with the phone too is you have to kind of lock in the lighting with it. It's a little. I've struggled with certain colors too getting in the car, right? Jellyfan said, hello, my name is Justin. I love your video. Check you out. Yeah, I'll definitely check out your video. Appreciate you stopping in your channel. Feel free to throw a link in here. It doesn't mind. Or throw a link in the comments if it's related to reselling. Drummer Luke, I'm on my way. Drummer, I don't quite understand. Cross any new brands, good brands. Yeah, I went over some new ones I found yesterday in my haul video. I think I'm answering your question. I found actually quite a few new brands yesterday that I'd never seen before. Diana said, about to get an eBay store this month. I'm so excited. Thanks for all your help, Luke. No problem, Diana. And yeah, it's exciting when you get enough listings to justify getting that first eBay store subscription. It just, I don't know, it's huge momentum. It gets you really excited. I know Shannon just opened hers like a week and a half ago. And I think you have to, Shannon, what did we decide how many listens you have to be at? I can't even remember. I put a video, subscription video, like what threshold you should be at when you subscribe and when you should upgrade. Yeah. I already had Oh, I guess we waited a little too long, Shannon said for her. She had like over 100 listens when she did it. Sean Payne said there's good money in t-shirts if you do the research. Yeah, I agree. All right, no problem, Jelly said you can't put links in the chat. You can put them in the comments after the video's over. Can you review eBay store? What do you mean, Tony? Just like review like how to use your eBay store or how to set things up, like stuff like that you're asking about? No problem, Jessica. I'm going to wrap up here, guys. I do have a ton to get done. We have softball later tonight. Danelle, shoot me an email with that because I'll forget. If you shoot me an email, I'll take a time to check out your store. Not a problem. Oh, check out your store. Yeah. Guys, just shoot me an email and just ask me to take a look at your store. That's probably the best way I'll remember to do it. I try to do my emails in batches. Don't get offended if it takes me a while to respond. Same with comments. I try to keep up with them, but they're actually scaling and getting a lot bigger and harder for me to keep up on. So usually like once a week I'll do emails. So I'll check out your guys' store. Definitely shoot it over to me. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hope your sales are doing really well, and I hope that March closes out really, really strong for you guys. Hopefully I have a couple of videos for you this week. And yeah, I'm excited for Q1 to be over, guys. Just take a look back and see how Q1 finished. It's really exciting. Look at our goals. So have a great day, guys. See you.